that's a good way to start the video. Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here. It is time to work on the quests in Big Mountain Old World Blues DLC. So, as you can see, we have a few different things we need to find. I am going to be doing some of the side quests here, especially these, because they're actually really helpful. So, this is what we want to find first, before we do any of this other stuff. Well, arguably this might, now that I think about it, the sonic emitter upgrade would probably be better to get first, just because. So we need to head to the X8 Research Center. This way we can disable force fields, and I'm going to say that this is probably just a little more helpful at the start. But Old World Blues is sort of a very sort of retro, science-y fun time, as you might call it. It's a really fun DLC with a lot of... After Dead Money and before Old World Blues, like, those DLCs, and arguably at times even Honest Hearts, are just so sort of sad and depressing at times that they just aren't always the most fun things to play. But Old World Blues is a... Oh yeah, you want to take just about everything you find aside from the jumpsuits because they're all worth a lot of money. But Old World Blues is different because it's just a very lighthearted, fun DLC. It is difficult at times, but like I just said, it's a very just fun, lighthearted, good old DLC to play. And that's why I definitely suggest enjoying it. Wow, that might be my problem right there. I didn't have my Brotherhood of Steel armor on. Well, that's just great. It's probably a stim pack wasted there. You see, this 9mm can't even, like, hurt me now. Okay, let's heal up, and now I should be in better shape now that I have actual armor on. So yeah, take anything that's worth some money, because this DLC is great for grinding money, as you'll see. Let me pull out something that might work a little bit better on these guys, though. Something that's going to do more damage than the 9mm. I have a lot of frags. Okay, this right here, the K9000 Cyberdog gun. This thing's pretty freaking cool. It's like a small minigun. But yeah, this DLC has a very sort of retro, futuristic feel to it with a lot of science fiction type stuff in it, some cool looking weapons and everything. It's a fun DLC. It's definitely my favorite DLC in the game of the 4 main ones. It depends on if you consider Gunrunner's Arsenal and Courier's Stash to truly be DLCs. And... I mean, they are expansions, obviously, they just aren't the same, because Gunrunner's Arsenal just gives you new weapons and stuff you can buy, whereas, you know, Courier's Stash just gives you a little bit of extra equipment at the beginning of the game. But I would say Gunrunner's Arsenal and Old World Blues are the 2 best DLCs, just because, I mean, like I said, Gunrunner's Arsenal gives you some awesome new weapons and stuff you can buy, and then Old World Blues is just probably the most fun because, like I said, I like a good, lighthearted, fun Fallout feel of a DLC where it's just, you know, have fun. Oh, hello, Night Stalkers. Plus, unlike some of the other DLCs, you can actually return here once you're done. Because if I remember correctly, you can't return to either Honest Hearts or Dead Money once you're done. Maybe you can return to Honest Hearts, I don't know. But I don't think that you can. But I know that you can return here plenty of times once you complete the DLC. Plus, like I said, there's some really great stuff you can get out of it. Because you can basically get that sync thing that we were talking to will fully repair equipment for you. All sorts of good stuff. Just as a note, for this video and the next few, I may sound a little different because this is going to sound really stupid, but I have a giant zit, like, right below the left side of my mouth, of my lower lip. It doesn't hurt or anything, it just makes it a little harder for me to talk. So I am very embarrassed about that, and you guys can make fun of me all you want. But yeah, that might be why I sound just a little bit different. Okay, so we need to do stuff in here so we can get the upgrade for our sonic emitter. Make sure it can take out the force fields and stuff before we go anywhere else. It'll make things a lot easier as the game level goes on, as the DLC goes on. So like I said, this gun's actually pretty good. It's a 357 Magnum, or it fires the 357 rounds, which is kind of unusual for a gun to be good and actually fire those. Because in the main game, the 357 firing weapons are really kind of bad. But in the DLC, this DLC especially, it's actually pretty good. Uh-oh, Cyber Dog. Hello! Oh wait, you're not a dog, you're a freaking Mr. Orderly. As you can see, this gun is a super beast against the enemies in this DLC. It's got a nice controlled rate of fire. 357 ammo isn't necessarily rare. And it does a lot of damage, so I definitely suggest picking this weapon up at some point and holding on to it and never letting it go. Uh-oh. Saw it. Saw it. Okay, let's hit the X8 main terminal. I don't really need any of that. I do want to grab whatever's in the first aid box. And having good armor like this is pretty helpful. I mean, this armor is pretty good, obviously. It's one of the best armors in the game. Oh wow, that combat armor was in... You know what? I'm taking this combat armor with me, because that's worth a lot of money. That's worth 2,500 caps. Okay. Oh, I think I'm gonna... Oh, I felt like I... Don't you guys just hate it when you are about to sneeze and then you just can't get the sneeze out? Oh my god, I freaking hate that! It's like, that's exactly what just happened. That's why I sound a little different right there. Okay, so... Activate the X8 test terminal. Basic test. You must use any means necessary to retrieve 3 student files from an average high school. Basic security. Pretty simple. So, head on through the door. So yeah, like I said, this DLC is just, it's real fun, lighthearted, with a lot more humor and just good stuff in it, unlike the other 3 DLCs that are generally more sad and depressing most of the time. I'm glad they did that, because that's one of the things Fallout's known for. It brings you to sort of a... to basically... it's post-apocalyptic, but at least in the, like, even the earlier games, it makes it pretty humorous and interesting sort of spoof on a post-apocalyptic genre. Death Tension. Wow, you're cool. Before I forget, I'm going to put the sonic emitter and hotkey it, because we're going to be pulling it out at times. You know, this kind of reminds me of, what was it called? Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon a little bit. Just with the retro feel to it. So as you can see, we cannot yet disable these force fields. That is what we're trying to do, because like I said, it's going to be very helpful throughout the DLC. I'm not going to use that weapon right now, and man, that guy is getting freaking annoying. Shish kebabs! Hello, enemies! Come here, I have a shish kebab for you! Basically, all the enemies are just dogs and robots. This DLC, like I've said before, is intended to be tackled fairly early in the game. It's designed to be easier than some of the other DLCs, so... that is why it does tend to be really a little more just easier than the other DLCs. It isn't intended to be all that bad. And I really do like that they made one that's a little easier, because, I mean, Dead Money... It's not that Dead Money is as difficult with the enemies and stuff you fight, it's just about the traps, the massive number of stupid traps and stuff in the game, even though it has some of the best rewards. That's what I really just don't like about Dead Money, but you can technically take it on kind of early on in the game if you really feel like it. Versus this DLC is intended to be taken on fairly early, and... you know what, I'm not even going to worry about the turrets right now. I'm bored, I don't want to deal with that. Whereas, This one, I think it said level 15 maybe was the recommended level to start it on. Whereas Dead Money's recommended level is like 25, and I'm pretty sure Honest Hearts is like 20. I mean, Honest Hearts does have some tough enemies in it with the giant Yao Guai, whatever you want to call them. So they are fairly challenging enemies. This DLC does have challenging enemies, but you get some really good weapons, and it's just, like I said, it's just meant to be an easier DLC, really. And then Lonesome Road, I would say, is... if you sort of discount if you take out the traps from Dead Money, then Dead Money really is not a difficult DLC in the slightest if you take out the traps. Well, no, I wouldn't say that, but it's a lot easier if you just take out the traps, and you know what, I'm going to actually save that for later. And then start talking about it, and it really is not that difficult of a DLC. Whereas with Lonesome Road is just straight up a challenge for anyone that's done it, because it's full of death claws for one thing, and it's got the massive battle against Ulysses at the end. It is not an easy DLC. No way. It is definitely probably the toughest DLC in possibly even both of the Fallout games. Or both of the modern Fallout games. Look at those grades. F-, 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 F-. I didn't even think that was possible. Oh, my dogs are barking outside. It sounds like my grandmother walked in, so they've got someone to play with them for a little while. Well, that's good. I can sort of hear them from outside. Okay, so we're going to take that bobby pin. And nothing in there. Yeah, if you hear that, that's my dog's tails wagging up against the door. They're happy right now. I'm glad to hear them happy, because they are the best dogs anyone could ever ask for, even though Nico isn't the smartest animal in the world. Ty, the older one, is a lot smarter than Nico, and it's really, really funny. Wow, look at that, 7777. That is, like, awesome. That's, like, luckiest number ever. Oh, hello, lobotomites. Nice job getting stuck behind a door. Yeah, 44, or 45, I mean. The 1911 does not disappoint. This thing has a pretty high critical chance. Yeah, this thing does not freaking disappoint. Okay, let's take those 44s, because that's actually worth quite a bit of money. Man, this gun does not disappoint me. Ooh, here we go. Here's another thing. Retrieve student records. Ballet, pep squad, tutoring center volunteer. You're not a screw up. If that's actually your after school records. I mean, that's a lot more than I do. Ooh, a lot of gear in that, actually. But yeah, in this DLC, you want to search pretty much everything. Not because you need it like you do in Dead Money, but more... Uh-oh, I hear dogs. That's not good. And those are not my dogs. These are dogs that are trying to kill me. But in this DLC, you want to search everything, because there's just so much equipment you can take that's worth a lot of money when you trade it. Oh crap, why did I even just... Wow, that was bad. I just used a doctor's bag instead of my dog meat. That's just pathetic. I hate it when that happens, when I do stupid stuff like that. Whatever. Can't exactly undo it, so no big deal. Uh-oh. Hello. Military cyber dog. These things have got a lot of health, as you can see. They aren't... And they spit sonic waves at you, which is not a fun thing to fight. And since... Yeah, that's not good. Jeez, dog. Man, that's the 88th stim pack I've used, although some of those were in Dead Money, like I've said before. But I mean, like I said, Dead Money, it's really just the traps and stuff that make it difficult. If you actually just take the straight-up difficulty of the DLC as a whole, it's really not that bad. Okay, since we don't yet have the sonic emitter upgrade, there's nothing we can do about those sonic areas. Oh, hello, lobotomite. No, don't attack his weapon. That would be stupid. I do like this gun, though. It's really good because it's nice and powerful while being pretty accurate. And what the heck is he using? Whatever that is. Okay, yeah, that explains. The hunting rifle can still punch a hole in this stuff. Did I seriously just take an empty bottle? Now I feel bad because that's so useless. The one thing that could have been a little bit better about this DLC is the fact that really, you can't really buy stuff in this DLC. The merchant doesn't really sell that much stuff, and he doesn't really restock that much. So you have to be kind of careful with your ammo in this DLC. Aside, it's really based a lot around energy weapons and like melee weapons and stuff. So you do have to be kind of careful with your equipment, your ammo. More so than like Dead Money even at times, because at least in Dead Money you could just run around with the melee weapons and usually be perfectly fine. In fact, the melee weapons were probably better in that DLC when I think about it, but... Okay, we're gonna get attacked by something in here besides that dog. Did I... Yeah, I hit him. Okay. Bad dog. Did I miss every shot? Oh, right, I now have 6 shots in the clip. I forgot about that. Because I bought the 6-shot cylinder for it. Okay, that's actually pretty helpful. Oh, a lean feature would be so nice right about now. Yes, level up. Alright, level 34. I'm going to put a few points into explosives. I have no idea why. Energy's actually pretty good for now, so I'm going to leave it there. Same with guns and lockpick and medicine. I'm going to bump up melee weapons a few points. Why not? Repair's good. Science is good. Sneak, survival, unarmed. Why not? Tempted to take that because that might be helpful, but I don't know. Man. None of these perks are really that good to me, honestly. Now that I'm spreading out the points, I should be getting new perks, though, unless... I could take that, weapon handling. It's about the only one I actually see that I won't. Yeah, that's the only one that I even see that I even, like, won't at all. Yeah, sure. Why not? This way I can use the heavier weapons more easily. I mean, that means I can use, like, the missile launcher and all that good stuff a little bit more easily. Ooh, this one's got a easy lock. Fail. Oh, I love when I do that. But later on, like I said, we'll be able to disable the force fields and everything, which is a very helpful thing to have. And you know what? I'm honestly not going to waste our time with this. It's a turret, or turrets. They aren't exactly that dangerous. But I'm going to pull out something that might work a little bit better against these enemies. Could use the minigun for a little while. I just don't have quite as much ammo for it as I'd like to. You know what? I'm going to pull out the riot shotgun. Ooh, a locked door. Let's see what's in it, shall we? It is open. What might be in here? Probably not much usefulness. Drugs. Well, that's just great. It looks like the janitor's on drugs, guys. That is just so great. Well, his getting fired probably would be my gain, I suppose, because I'm taking what he owned in here, and there really wasn't that much useful stuff, so... Whatever, let's keep going. So as you can see, though, you do move slower while in Brotherhood armor because it is power armor. You're supposed to move slower. Ah, that's nice. That is very, very nice of you, person, calling your students gay over the loudspeaker. Well, I don't know if that's really what that's what it sounds like to me, even if that's not. That's probably what they were trying to imply. I'll be glad once I get this thing fully repaired, because the riot shotgun is a freaking beast, even more so than the hunting shotgun. Oh, why did I just... Wow, I took everything I didn't want, but I honestly don't care. Ooh, but let's see what's in here. Anything of usefulness in here? Not so much. This stuff really... Oh, a BB gun, cool! Now, since when are schools allowed to have guns in them in the last 10 years? I mean, seriously. I am extremely pro-gun, but since when are schools allowed to have guns in them in the last, like, 10 years? Retrieve student records, unexcused absences, disrupted behavior, smoking on school property. That's just freaking great. You can attack these dogs, I just don't see a point of doing it though, it's just not going to benefit you enough. So yeah guys, I believe that's actually the end of the first test. Yes it is. Well, that's very nice of you to have that much confidence in me. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so just want to get all that stuff in here. What else do I have in here that might be helpful? There's the Cyberdog gun. Okay, so what we're going to want to do next is, as we can see in our current quests, we need to do the advanced data retrieval test. And that's what we're going to do next time, guys. We're about out of time here, so next time we will do the next data retrieval test thingamabob. So, I'll see you guys then.